Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. Um, let me see. Got one thing I have to do here. Okay. Okay, let me see. Hmm. And then one more. and hello. Vazola Adams. Hi. Gwendolyn Daniels, Sherry Ware. Lydia Washington is here. Uh, Mary H. Let me see. Rick is here. Carolyn Tubbs is here. And okay. Yeah, I'm stalling. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay. All right. Connie Balmer, Mesa Tree, Joseph Burno is here. Dara Edgehill. Okay, very good. TP is here. Beverly Potterton, Pottinger. Yes, that's you. Mary Hiker is here. And let's see, Legs is here. Marcy Foreman, Jay Patterson. You know, um, I was working on something. It's Father's Day, right? And last thing I want to do. Hi, Diane Hawkins. Sister and Cece is here. And Jeanette Lavelle. Okay, Ethne Green, yeah. Church Nelly. Okay. Miranda Rios, hi. H Knight. So anyway, I was like Father's Day. Um, this is Royal Sussex, right? And we mostly focus on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Princess Meghan. So I thought to myself, I said, Self, do you want to start off with that business about the them saying there's no case? Well, they didn't say it was no case, but they're going to shelve it, as they say. They're going to shelve the case, and they're just going to file it away until they need to bring it out again, I suppose. But it can just stay and lie dormant indefinitely, which is probably what's going to happen. Um, you know, there's a lot of things that may have happened while Harry was visiting with the Queen and whatever business he had to tend to with his father and his emotional support, Camilla. It's just limitless possibilities. And for anybody to assume that they have all the facts or know everything that's going on, that's impossible. So let's just assume that something was ironed out, that Harry was able to leverage a certain amount of control over a situation that seemed completely out of his control. Just maybe. That doesn't mean that it's over. That doesn't mean that we should ever lose focus, because I'm certainly not. But it just means that it appears that something has changed. We all know the reason why that whole thing about the bullying came out, and supposedly William was just incandescent with rage over the way over the way Meghan treated the staff. I don't know any place in the world where it makes sense that you would throw your blood relative, your own brother, under the bus and choose your staff, some people that are just there to get a good resume, a posh, easy job, and then they're going to go on to the next adventure, which, knowing the royal family, is likely to pay more money. I mean, that's just the way they operate. So people come and go. Then you have some people that are there for life. Even when they're not working directly for the royal family, they are still doing their bidding, like Dickie Arbiter. Um, oh, I just noticed some stuff that people had sent me here. I am going to make good use of it, though. Probably not today, but I shall make good use of it. That is wonderful. Thank you so much. Um, it's good to have friends, right? So, anyway, hi, sister, and wants to say hi to a few people, right? Uh, oh, Lydia Washington says, Happy Father's Day to all supportive Sussex dads. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for that, Lydia. Very kind thought. Thank you for that comment. And Teresa Weissman. Oh, how did I lose you there? Okay, it's moving. Okay, hey everybody, happy Sunday, Baron, Church Nelly, Mo, and etc. So Teresa Weissman wants to say hi to everyone. Elaine Parker, thank you for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And I just noticed too that I may have had a super chat before I logged on. Sorry I was late, but you're going to see why I was just kind of lost in just a minute. CP is a new member. Thank you so much, CP. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you, Elaine, for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. And Audrey Teschner, super sticker. Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, that's what I missed earlier. Thank you so much, and happy Sunday, happy Juneteenth, and happy Father's Day to one and all. Okay, and bless our imperial family. I don't know why that keeps going through my head. Eh, be it long or be it short, and bless our imperial family. Oh yeah, I don't know. I you know how that is. Remember the Royal Family channel? How they used to end every video with that. That's probably why it's like burned into my psyche. Okay. Oh, hi, Lex. Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but so that we can all let's collectively take some deep breaths. Let's all collectively take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, so that we can relax a bit because, as I've been saying this, there's going to definitely be some rough times. Nothing that we can't deal with, of course, with the squad. Huh. It's kind of generic. Uh, no, I don't like it. Okay, stop the music. All right, so here we go. Let me get to the point that I'm making that we should definitely talk about that other stuff, and we shall. But I just want to focus on our most famous dad in the squad, right? Nothing takes away from our own fathers, of course, but our most famous dad in the Sussex squad, of course, is Prince Harry. It is Father's Day, so let's honor Prince Harry in no certain order. No certain order. I am going to just kind of randomly go through some photos that let you know Harry is going to be, or what that is, would be, and definitely is a fantastic dad. Are you guys ready? Look at that. So, okay. Yes, that photo is Archie after Harry became a dad, but I just wanted to share it because Harry has the most nurturing spirit that I've ever seen in that royal family. I don't know that anybody comes close, but Harry has been like a dad in waiting for the longest. And then all of a sudden it happened. But take a look at the way that he just, with such ease and confidence, with such pureness, he just embraces every child around him. I just think it's absolutely wonderful. Um, Obviously, that is something that he gets from his mom. It didn't come from his dad's side of the family, I could assure you that. But yeah, happy Father's Day, King Harry. Yeah. So anyway, sit back and relax because I'm gonna go through these kind of quick because that's what took me so long. I just kept finding more stuff. I went through my receipts. I'm like, really? I got that. I got that, and I'll let you know which ones are my favorite. But I love this one right here. This is one of those early photos from when I think he was in Botswana. And there he is with the kids there in that village, showing them probably maybe the first or a rare time that they've ever seen a digital camera. And there they're probably looking at their own faces that was photographed with said camera. So love that one. And there, I mean, is he a natural or what? Or what? What do you call that? Absolutely a natural. Yeah, you. Thank you, Lorna Murray. I hope you guys don't mind. Oh, it was Lesotho. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Oh, look at there. He finds another ginger, and the ginger is wearing a suit, and Harry is just like, "You look like me." Love that one too. And then this kid here, I don't know who that is, but he's holding a photo. Oh God, I think that's try not to look at that photo in his hand. I think that's a monster that he's a picture of a monster that he's holding there. But who knows what event that was, but just the very natural and very warm engagement. Happy Father's Day to Prince Harry. I mean, he's been a dad. He's got an old soul when it comes to kids. He's been a dad for a very long time. Of course, you probably recognize the trip to South Africa there in the upper right. The lower right, I believe that was back in, I don't know what year it was, but that was when Harry went to New York. And those kids, for the first time in their lives, are meeting a real life prince. Okay? Were these pictures the right call or what? Let me know. And there in the middle, while they're at the Invictus game, even though Harry has all this responsibility on his shoulders, notice how his head just pivots to the right, where he sees the lady holding the child with Meghan's coat wrapped around the baby. I thought that was very, very sweet. So, yeah, thank you, Mascara. Good call. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, and we'll get to that. Hi, B10. Thank you so much. Aw, thank you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. B10, of course, is a member. And B10, I think you're taking some time off from work or you're not as busy now because I've been seeing you more often, and that's a good thing because I know what it's like to work a lot. Um, let's see. Hello, Ziva Samuels. Thank you so much for being here today. So, if it's okay, I would like to okay, let me go to my file because I want everybody to feel good today. It is Father's Day, and so I don't want to overwhelm everybody with the events that's going on. I know Pedal was trying so hard just now. I was listening and prepping for today, and Pedal always makes a good case about everything that she touches, and it is necessary. And you guys know I have some of my days when you guys are like, Baron, you need to breathe. You need to breathe. I know, but it's just how we feel about our faves, and it's how we feel about the principle, and of course, certain injustices. So we are going to get to that later, but let me find this one for you um, that I want to share. Let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe that's not the way to do it. But yes, 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 yes. I think I can find it very quickly. Okay. Aha. Okay, let me make sure this is the right one. I do believe it is. Nope, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. 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 Okay, here we go, you guys. Just a short video, just to whet your appetites for more of Harry just interacting and such. Okay, here we go. I love that Harry, in spite of everything, he is still kind of like, I don't know, a bit of a drill sergeant. Oh man, he the way he's just like, okay, go, go, go. I love that. Yes, what a dad, right? That is just a dad. All right. And guys, for obvious reasons, we're not able to see the Sussexes interact with their own children as much because some pretty awful people would just make a mockery of it. So, as much as I would love to see that, maybe someday in the future, but not right now because there are certain elements in this world that just cannot be trusted. Okay, let's move on. This is I love this. I love this. I mean, just look at the two dads. Look at the two dads. I'm guessing the other guy is the dad there. And look at Harry's fascination with this little one. Just with everything. This is why I'm in such awe of Harry as a man because in spite of everything else that was going on with the weight of responsibility for the Invictus games, where he just seemed to be everywhere all at the same time, look at how he would take time to interact. It's just a lot of people who wouldn't or couldn't and just wouldn't have the energy if they wanted to. And there he is, the weight of the world, and he stops. I mean, when you see a little adorable foot sticking out like that, and those little chubby thighs and little chubby arms and little chubby cheeks, who wouldn't stop? I know, I know. I'm just like I'm grinning. I'm grinning from this. But I don't know, I just felt like this is sometimes I get that hunch. We need this today. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna pause and we're just gonna watch Harry be a dad in the makings and maybe a couple of of images of him or video being a dad. I would love to share that popcorn video, but I'm pretty sure that that one is a copyright, so I don't want the heat from that. But take a look there. See there? So cute. And Harry is just like, look at his face. Look at his face. He's just right, right. William wouldn't have stopped. He probably wouldn't have. Oh, thank you so much, Gloria. Happy Father's Day to all the Papa Squatties. That's right. Yes, happy Juneteenth and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers and all the single mothers that had to take on both parenting roles. Absolutely, Casey. Absolutely. Hello. Look at there. Okay. Someone wants to say hi to everyone. Let me see. Nagataramona? Na, yes, that's it. Ramona. Yes, thank you so much. And got a super sticker from Annie Bennett. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And I hope you are doing the same thing a lot of people are doing. Aw. Okay, so let's get to a couple more, and then we'll talk about the other news. Oh, okay. I love that one right there where the kids interviewed him. That one was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. So, definitely let me see. I'm pretty sure I still have that. Yeah, but so Harry decided that he would share with the kids his vision of the world for his children because that is just so majorly important to him. So I think for Father's Day, I know for Father's Day, we should probably take another listen to that, where Harry shares his thought about being a dad and about his commitment to making the world a much better place. Okay, so Harry, in his own words, there it is, Harry. Okay, in his own words, talking about the responsibilities for the adults in this world. Come on, Harry, tell us about it.
Wish for Archie and Lilybeth.
To grow up in a better world, to grow up in a fairer world, a safer world, a more equal world. It's not going to be easy, but I will never, ever, ever rest until I, as a parent, have tried to at least tried to make the world a better place for them, because it is our responsibility that the world is the way that it is now. And I don't think that we should be bringing children into the world unless we are going to make that commitment to make it better for them. We cannot steal your future.
Full disclosure, this is why most of the photos are not in any particular order, but I do have some videos to accompany them, and as is possible, I will share those with you guys. Okay, got a super chat. Gloria Charles says, "Un cœur de père, chef in la nature, bon." Yes, Harry is a really good papa. And thank you for the the super chat. Okay. So my French is not the greatest, but thank you. I tried. Oh man, I almost got away with that, didn't I? Not much, right? But yes, thank you, Gloria Charles, for the super chat, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Oh, I kind of think you wanted to hear my attempt with the French language, right? Okay, well, okay, merci beaucoup. Yes, and s'il vous plaît, thank you. Okay, okay. So, anyway, let's go on to this next one here. Oh man, this it's just this really warms me to see. You guys remember during the pandemic when the Sussexes were there to pack those I guess they're the backpacks. I forgot what the occasion was, but whatever the occasion, I just remember that it brought a lot of attention to a very, very worthy cause. Oh, Teresa Weissman would like to share something with us. Uh, she is explaining to Mary Juneteenth is the month verbal history tells us in which slaves in the U.S. found out the U.S. Civil War ended and they were free. The actual date was June the 19th. But I think it was they didn't find out until, oh gosh, it was a lot of people, a lot of slaves that didn't, or former slaves they were and didn't know it, that didn't find out until much later. And even during Jim Crow, there were people who still lived under that same oppressive system as though it was still slavery. So that's why Juneteenth is so important. And it's something that was mostly celebrated in the South, and it has only just become a part of the mainstream African American culture that, I mean, growing up, I never heard of it. So thank you for that explanation. Okay. Look at the kids. Look, he's so adorable. Look at that kid's little fat tummy sticking out from that shirt. Little chubby tummy, and he's just as happy as he could be. Okay, thank you. I think there's more clarity there. Thank you so much, Diane Hawkins. All right, next one. There we go. The Sussexes, they deserve to be parents. And I bet you they are just the best. They are probably just the best. There you go. And this is one of my favorites here on the left and the right. The group of photos on the left. Now, there is someone that is cropped out of that photo for obvious reasons because just his mere presence is enough to trigger people. So he was cropped out of the photo because he's so useless and obsolete, and he's always got that sourpuss face of his. I just saw no need to include him. Plus, he didn't see a need to interact with the children. He was just really there to do nothing. So let's just focus on Harry, okay? So, if you guys know which trip this was, please let me know because I totally forgot which one this one was. I just love the photos, so I saved them. But but you can see the attention and the love and the affection Harry has for all children. He is such a natural, just like his mom. Just like his mom. And the thing is, Harry was probably not even present on most of those occasions where Princess Diana interacted with children. Harry probably wasn't present, especially children from war-torn areas, from places that were like booby trapped with landmines. Harry probably was never there for these occasions with Princess Diana, but naturally, being his mother's son, being you know, really made in her image more so than his brother. Um, Look at the way he just with ease interacts. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. It's just his core values that guide him in these situations. So anyway, glad to share that with you guys. Uh Next one. And then you guys remember this kid. This is the kid that went to the wedding. Harry met him when he was a teenager himself, and they have kind of grown up together. So this is like unofficially Harry's little brother. They have kind of grown up together, and I know so much about it. Guess what? I don't remember his name. But I do remember the situation, and I think it's just really cool that all those years later, he received a wedding invitation from Harry, and he went all the way to St. George Chapel to be a part of it. And why wouldn't he? I mean, that's Harry's little brother, right? So, oh, cool. I'm glad to hear that, Renee Patrick. I'm glad. I love when people, you know what? I actually really love when people are just doing their daily task and listening to Royal Sussex. That really pleases me. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. Let's see. Harry is just the best. Yes, he is. He is. Thank you so much, Mary. Okay, got a few more, you guys. And oh, and then okay. My favorite. It's a draw between this kid here in the middle and this kid who I believe is one of the kids from the, oh gosh, what's the name of the charity? Matsu. Thank you, Frida Bodine. Frida says his name is Matsu. Thank you for helping me with that. Thanks. Okay, and this kid, this is from that charity, but the children, oh gosh, well, child, thank you. Thank you, you guys. I'm so sorry. I was so caught up in the photos that I up until the last minute, I was still just like grabbing them because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. So I do apologize, but I have just barrened all over the place, didn't I? So yeah, this young man from the well child, you know, uh, I don't have the words for that one, but I just wanted to sum it up by saying that if you look on the right side, for all of everything that Harry has been to so many people, thank goodness that he has his family now, and they are living in Montecito, where there are no leaks in the stately, palatial, opulent, picturesque Sussex Manor. Okay, so just a couple more. You may, and you know what? This is when I was supposed to have been done, right? I'm like, okay, okay, let me make my thumbnail, blah blah blah. Nah. Then I found this, and I'm just like, oh well, wait a minute. Oh man. So I kind of got sidetracked with a few more photos, but you guys remember the trip to New York, and of course they went to Melba's restaurant and everything. And this school, they brought, I think they bought a washing machine. They asked them, what do you need? And so the Sussexes heard that they needed certain things. So I believe they brought fresh fruit. They purchased, because some of the kids, and this almost makes you cry when you think about it, but some of the kids, they come from families where they can't just wash clothes all the time. And of course, from time to time in school, there's those incidents where um, they have to take the kids to the nurse's office or to the counselor or whatever, and the other kids are complaining, and bullying and stuff takes place. So the Sussexes thought, well, okay, we'll just get a washing machine for you. So that was one of the things that happened on that visit. So very, very good of the Sussexes to make themselves available. Of course, our Duchess read a book to the kids, and as you can see, Harry is down on the ground with the rest of them. And just imagine the uproar in Narnia when they saw those images of Prince Harry um being, so natural and at ease with the kids that he just gets like right down on the ground with them. That had to have like raised a few eyebrows in Narnia. I could just imagine, well, what is he doing on the ground? Well, the same way they said that when Princess Diana went to the AIDS clinic, well, why would you do that? Why are you getting involved with that? Because someone needs to do it. So, um, and so they were there for them. So, um, cheers for the fact that they reached out and helped when they saw people needed help. They helped. So it's not that complicated. When you see people need help, you just help them. Anyway, let me get over to this one. Oh, and there's Harry receiving the oh God, what do you call that? Well, I guess it's a, I mean, you don't call it a bodysuit, do you? But anyway, that was for Archie. That little outfit was from Archie, and this is Princess, I think it's Margaret or Marguerite of the Netherlands. She was the patron of the Invictus Games for the Netherlands and or for the Hague. And so before the pandemic started, there she was gifting him that little outfit for Archie, which of course wasn't born yet. So there's Harry. Look at how happy he is. Yes, I'm gonna be a dad. So and this is like when when Meghan, when they got married and everything, um, he got very slim and very fit, as you can see right there. I mean, he probably had to go and get some more of those chinos after that because when Meghan came along, he stopped smoking. He got a lot healthier. I think he stopped drinking. I don't think he drinks anymore. So, um, what could I say? Black girl magic. I mean, he's fit, healthy, and happy, and living in stately, palatial, opulent, picturesque Sussex Manor in Montecito, where there are no leaks. But before I go on, please let me take some of your comments because I have just been sitting up here um, in awe of Harry that I'm barely looking at the comments. I do apologize for that. Okay, Harry stayed in Lesotho and spent a lot more time with the shepherds, hence the same gray blanket he is wearing. Thank you for that, Lelaine Maheki. Thank you so much for that. I did not know that. And Marcy Foreman says, Baron, I wish I could have seen Harry's face when Meghan told him she was pregnant. I know that. Could you look at his face there? Look at his face there. That says it all. I mean, he waited a lifetime for a family of his own, and he had to endure a lot of humiliating situations with his brother and his sister-in-law. He had to go through all of that before he was able to have a family of his own. And now, well, let's hope at some point it's just a bad memory. We ain't gonna forget, of course, but let's hope at some point it's all just a bad memory because he definitely paid with sweat equity for his life that he has right now. Even though he comes from such a privileged life, and of course, he would be the first to say that himself. Um, he's really been paying, and he's kept paying, and you can't help but think that they just wanted that constant convenience of being able to throw things in Harry's lap and just walk away, and then they don't have to do anything else. But fortunately, they were able to meet and fall in love with each other, and with the same values and such, they started a family, and that's it. They're going to live happily ever after. Okay, let's go here. This is another one of my faves. I mean, just that's teenage Harry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be taking some comments. Good evening, Baron and Squatty's family. Happy Sunday to all. I mean, to everyone. Love. Okay, thank you, Don Robinson Gales. Thank you for being here. And Rhonda McKnight says, you can see Harry is so happy with his new life as husband, soulmate, family man, parent, and father of boy and girl. Yes. Yes. Incredibly, incredibly happy. And thank goodness for that, right? Okay. Let's see. Let me go to the next one so I can get us out of these photos. And of course, you know what, you guys, please answer this for me because I'm not sure if I remember when it started, but I want to say that, oh, thank you, Lucy Highland. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Juneteenth and happy Father's Day. I want to say that it was the Sussexes that first engaged with children at the eye level like that. Am I wrong? Did Princess Diana do that also? I do believe Princess Diana would also get down right to the eye level with children. Um, and then after that, I think it just kind of jumped over to Harry and Meghan. I don't believe that there was much of that going on with the Cambridges, if at all. But ever since Harry and Meghan, it seems as though that's all that's happening with the royal families that everybody wants to. Yes, it did start with Princess Diana. Okay. I kind of thought so. I thought Princess Diana was like the first one in the family to really get down to eye level. And I believe she was the first woman in the family to greet people with bare hands. I think they asked her why she didn't wear gloves during those outings. And I believe she just simply refused. Um, oh, what is her name? Oh, well, how could I forget? Afro Annie. She doesn't like to touch people at all. Um, and you know how Kate is kind of some timing. So I believe that it started with Princess Diana, and then upon, well, Harry, of course, even as a kid, well, as a teenager, and then once the Duchess of Sussex comes along, now every time you see Kate, it looks like she gets down like somebody put on a Motown record. You just can't get her to stand up straight. She's all in their faces, all giving them that hyena grin and stuff. Could you imagine a kid having to see this up close? I mean, she's all up in their grills now. She can't get enough of being in their faces. Whereas before, I don't think that she was as involved. But it's all about, let's see if we can outdo the Sussexes. Yeah, I'm gonna be fair and say I may not be completely accurate with that. Maybe it's just I'm noticing, but I don't know. Gloria, yes, certainly I agree. Legs, seeing others as being beneath you, commoners, people telling William he is everything. What a mind blower. Then Meghan comes in and shows what royalty truly is. Oh, Gloria, that is beautiful, and it is so true. It is so true. It is so true. It's not that Meghan proved that she can do the job. The problem is Meghan has been exceeding at the job. And I said it before and I'll say it again. They have not put a foot wrong. They have not put a foot wrong since they left official royal duty, or however it's called. But they haven't put a foot wrong. And the haters know that. And so they just have to create things to try to disparage them whenever they can. They're good at creating like things that don't exist, but they haven't done anything wrong. I don't consider the Oprah interview a wrong. I consider the Oprah interview as insurance. That wasn't wrong. That was insurance. Much needed. That was taking out an insurance policy. And those, what is it, like another hour or two of footage that hasn't been seen? That's insurance. So they had to do that. They would have been making a terrible mistake had they not sat down with Oprah. I'm sure of that. The Oprah interview may be the only leverage that they have. I mean, nobody can know for sure, but I think that the Oprah, as a matter of fact, let me see if there's anyone who wants to say anything about the photos that I just shared before we go on to that other stuff. Um, Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Alice Langdon. Happy Father's Day to Harry and all the fathers here today. Thank you. Thank you, Baron. You're the best. Alice Langdon, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're making me blush. But okay, did I add that to I copied it, but I didn't but yeah, so for now, you guys, please tell us, what do you think about Harry as a dad? What do you think about Papa, Archie's Papa? Anybody? Archie's Papa. There you have the link. Archie's Papa. Tell us what you think about Archie's Papa. Okay. Anybody? Archie's Papa? Okay, Meghan has been changing the world at a young age. Her mom was much like Diana, who taught her kids to give back. Absolutely, Rhonda McKnight. That's Archie's Papa. But Harry is just too tall. long. Saying, so says my daughter, the children who break their necks. Okay, yeah, the children will definitely have to. Yeah, there you go. This is what I was trying to say. An insurance policy. But if nobody wants to comment about Archie's papa, then let's move on. Okay. I am going to go over here so we can talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Let me do a break beat. Okay. Buckingham Palace buries report on Meghan's bullying. Official inquiry into allegations the Duchess of Sussex bullied staff before Brexit will never be published. Well, as you know, never is a long time. I'm even suspicious of the idea that someone said it will never be published. Thank you so much, B10 Powell. Thank you for being a member, and thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Buckingham Palace has buried a report on claims Meghan Markle bullied staff. The Queen paid for an independent inquiry into the claims by a private law firm, yet it will never see the light of day in a in a bid to heal a rift within the royal family. So they're saying it will never see the light of day. Are you guys trying to just make her let her guards down? Are you trying to make the Sussexes lower their guards so that you can come after them later? Not that Prince Harry or the Duchess of Sussex would ever look the other way, knowing how that family operates. God's Child has a super chat here. Thank you so much for that. I love your beautiful homage to Prince Harry. As a dad, love that makes you love him more if that were possible. And it is very possible. We do love him more. To know Harry is to love him more every day. Thank you so much. I was so glad you guys enjoyed that because yeah, I was thinking about that today, and I'm just like, let's start today, right? We need to do a little something different before we get into this stuff. So I appreciate your thoughts and thank you for being a member and watching Royal Sussex. Okay, let me go here. All right. Buckingham Palace has buried report on claims of the Duchess of Sussex pictured right. Well, that was from the story there. Bully staff before I don't say the M word. It has been claimed Meghan Markle was accused of bullying her staff before she moved to California with Prince Harry, as the pair quit as working royals, even though the Queen paid for the independent. Okay, it kind of repeats itself. But okay, so let's take a step back here. Let's take a step back. Okay. Oh, there it is. Let's take a step back there. So this is how that happened. When they didn't know exactly what was in the Oprah Winfrey interview, as soon as they saw commercials, because it caught them off guard, as soon as they saw those commercials saying that there's going to be a very special primetime interview with Oprah Winfrey, what happened? Bullying claims happened. Almost seamlessly, they commenced to calling our Duchess a bully. And then there was these headlines about Prince William was furious and he had to take action. It was as though she was out of control and frothing at the mouth and biting and hissing at people. It was incredible. This image that they were trying to paint of the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, who makes up stuff like that? Who makes up stuff like that? Kensington Palace, I would imagine. You have a staff of people, and let's just face it, these are all white people in their 30s, or most of them, and they're working at Kensington Palace with a huge man child. That would be William. And so this very ambitious young crew, let's take a look at those people. I have referred to them as the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, although I have nothing against the Mormons. But growing up, I would see them on television. What did I see? White people. I didn't see any black people in the crowd. And so just instantly, I looked at this photo and I said, huh, looks like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, I said with disdain in my voice and a sarcastic tone. And then I said, oh, wait, there is a person of color. I see him. He's all the way in the back near the door because he only just came in to take a photo. What does he do? Well, he's a driver for the Cambridges. Well, isn't that mighty, you know what of them, to have a person of color drive them around? Not in the offices, not doing anything clerical, um, but he is restricted to driving them. He's entrusted with the task of driving them about town in those fleet of Range Rovers that they own. Um, so what can I say? That's all he was good for. And then after that, he was quickly dismissed to go out there so he could polish the Range Rover while the rest of them sat back and sipped tea and all that. I just know that happened. Sat back and sipped tea and the rest. And there's a little weasel over William's left shoulder. That is Jason Knopf, one of the so-called possible alleged co-conspirators in the destruction of the Duchess of Sussex, or at least the attempted destruction. It didn't work. Kind of like that time when when somebody tried to shut down Royal Sussex. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. So yeah, it's like driving Miss Daisy, Vanessa Jones. That's exactly what it is. But instead of driving Miss Daisy, you know what it's actually doing? Instead of driving Miss Daisy, it's driving Miss Lazy. Driving Miss Lazy. What you doing today, Hulk? Well, I'm fixing to take Miss Lazy to the Piggly Wiggly. Well, in her case, well, I'm about to haul off and take Miss Lazy down to the Tesco's Finest. Or better yet, I'm going to take her down to the hardware store so she can buy some. Well, let me stop. I think I made my point. But anyway, that's his job, driving Miss Lazy. One of the laziest individuals to ever draw a breath. So let me say, okay, there. Okay, Legs has a super chat here. Thank you, Legs, for the super chat. Baron, isn't it weird that no one even made space for him in the line for the photo? You can see where he stands with them literally. Oh, let me go back to that. Where, oh. Let me go back and take a look at that. Because I noticed his shoulders were wedged in a certain angle. Yeah, he's not even in the line. Thank you, Legs. He's not even in the line with, I told you, that's why he's by the door. They only just let him in. Somebody probably said, release the Kraken. And they went and found him. God only knows what they call him behind his back. They only let him in for the photo, and then he was dismissed back out there to polish the Range Rovers. Yeah, they probably have him doing all kind of little menial tasks when there's nothing else to do while the rest of them play on their computers and order stuff from Amazon. Vanessa Jones, thank you for the super sticker. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you, Olivia Johnson, for the super sticker. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Let's continue, shall we? All right, so let's go here. Palace report on Meghan's bullying has been buried. No wonder it's been buried, because it wasn't true in the first place. There was no merit to this idea that she bullied anyone. Again, it was because of the Oprah Winfrey interview. That is where miraculously the spin doctors, let me tell you a little story. So I'm watching a documentary that involved the Princess of Wales, Princess Diana, the People's Princess. and they interviewed her brother, who said that she wanted to come home, but he wouldn't allow that to happen because he didn't want all that attention on Althorpe, right? Also, he was the one who admittedly introduced her to Martin Bashir, right? And among the other things that he said, um, and because the guy doesn't ever seem to stop talking, he said that when he was when they found out that he was well, they knew this already. Let me say this right. I want to say it almost like he said it. The tabloid press told him that you are going to be cast as the wayward brother, right? In so many words. Now, you could either help us write the story or we will write the story ourselves. You guys get that? You could either help us write the story or we'll tell the story in our own way. And so he did not want to cooperate. So there was a time when even Charles Spencer was bullied, badgered, and his character was assassinated by the tabloid press. He seems to cooperate with them a lot nowadays, but back in the 1980s, he was one of the targets. He was one of the targets. And so when Harry says that there's an invisible contract, when Harry implies that they throw people from the bus, all in the name of the principals and the futures and the end lines and everything, he's absolutely right. He is telling you the truth. He's telling you the truth. That is what they do in this family. And it still shocks them that Harry walked away, that the Duchess of Sussex left and took their fair haired prince with her. They thought that she would go, but they did not expect that he would leave. They thought that the conditioning and the brainwashing and all of that conditioning of what is the word that I'm looking for? That situation, the Stockholm syndrome of it. They thought that Stockholm syndrome would be enough to keep him there, but it wasn't, because he wasn't happy there in the first place. And as many times as he tried to tell them, I'm not happy, they didn't listen to him. So, as they say, the only way I can make you understand me, I can show you better than I can tell you. Bye. So he left. Thank you for the super sticker, Olivia Johnson. Did I say that already? And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And wow, a lot of comments coming in. There are 14 in the live today. Thank you so much for that. Beverly McCaskill says the Duchess's lawyers will be asking for the report and keep it in their file. They will have to give it if they are served papers for it. Well, you know what? I hope that's the case. I hope that this isn't like Philip's will, where they just put it in a safe for 99 years or whatever the time is. Um, like for instance, you know what? I don't want to complicate this by any assumptions, but if they throw in something that would cause the queen to bear witness, well, that's the end of the case. Remember that? Remember how there was this case against Paul Burrell, and once they involved the queen, and they said, "Oh, you can never have the queen take the witness stand," and next thing you know, the case was dropped. I wonder if it's going to be like that. If they ever try to call them, well, if they ever try to make a case out of it, if they will pull that card, and then all of a sudden the case is gone. Anastasia Isabella, and gaslighting and psychological abuse. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So let's go back over here. So there you have the. Okay, I can't see that. Let me see what it says. Who are the palace for? Who are the palace for? Well, there's Jason Knopf, Samantha Cohen, Christian Jones, and what is that? Laura Latham. Uh, Laura Latham. Okay, Sarah Latham, the the couple's director of communication and now a senior Buckingham Palace advisor. So the last that we know of her, I think she was, oh, she fact checked Finding Freedom allegedly. Okay. Christian Jones, former deputy communication secretary to Meghan and Harry, and current acting private secretary to the Cambridges. I don't know if he's still in that job. And Samantha Cohen, well, I'm going to tell you what happened to her the last I've heard of her. But that's Samantha Cohen over Meghan's shoulder right there. See that person with that you know what eating grin back there? See her? That person that looks as shady as oh, I know who she reminds me of. She looks about as well. Actually, there's a lot of them that look shady, but for some reason, it's as though they're related and we just don't know it. But yeah, so that is Samantha the Panther, and then of course, working my way up, Jason Knopf. Jason, just like a horror movie, I'm not even sure he's gone. They said he's gone, but who knows? TCC Sun says headline: Meghan Markle fires back online at Buckingham Palace leak bullying report. A fierce backlash has erupted online. We Twitter are not having it. Royal family lied. Thank you, TCC Sun. Woo! Today is going to be kind of juicy. So, I'm gonna have to look into that. I knew this was gonna get kind of heavy, so I was just trying to kind of calm us down with some images of Prince Harry, but it's inevitable, isn't it? It's on. It's on. It's on. This is not a battle that we ask for, but a battle we shall fight nonetheless, right? So oh wow. I see Miss V has on Twitter. Remember, there was gross misconduct and just wasn't on Meghan's part. It just wasn't on Meghan's part. So yeah, Miss V is saying right now on well, 3 hours ago, she said on Twitter, there was gross misconduct, but it didn't come from the Duchess of Sussex. Oh my goodness. You know what? You know what, TCC son? You are right. As soon as I got to put on my sunglasses. Twitter is ablaze. Meghan Markle demanding to see. Okay, let me make report public. Okay, okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let me show you this. I'm going to show you guys. Give me just a second here. I will share this with you. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but TCC, you are a treasure. Thank you so much. Because I didn't know all this was going on. Lord have mercy. And I just left Twitter. It's like I turned my head for just a second. And as soon as I look at the Twitter, it's like a glow on the horizon. It looks like the Great Chicago Fire. It looks like the Great London Fire of 1066. I'm sorry, 1666, is it? Oh, wow. Okay, so almost there, you guys. Let me grab this and I will share it with you. Okay. And okay, there it is. All right. So this is okay, sorry TCC son. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Thanks for being a member. Meghan Markle is demanding to see the evidence Buckingham Palace finds in its bullying investigation. Meghan Markle has formally requested to see any evidence Buckingham Palace finds in its investigation into bullying claims against her. Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Okay, you have tried to ruin my life. You may have cost me a life. Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Oh, wow. Okay, I see trending. Royal family lied. Hashtag royal family lied. Okay. It is on. Oh, and Glow is Glow is actually Glow, I see Glow has just posted this 2 hours ago. What she's posted was this. Remember this? It's so much easier to blame anything uncomfortable on racism rather than address the fact that the negativity towards them is coming from within the royal family. Thank you so much, Glow. I see that is on Twitter. So, yeah, you guys, I know some of you are not on Twitter, and for the sake of your own mental health, I'm not going to coerce you into going over there because it is a battlefield. But it thank goodness for the squatties that are making sure that the receipts are known about. It's so important. It is so important to the cause. So thank you all of the squatties on Twitter that are making a difference every day, because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the squatties that are taking the battle to the enemy, just imagine what they would have gotten away with. Just imagine how much they would have gotten away with if it wasn't for the squatties, and in particular, those who have gone on Twitter. Because, as you know, some of these things that are on Twitter, eventually they will trend on the international news wires. So, cannot underestimate the value of that. So, okay. All righty, right here it says British Royal Palace are lacking the light from heaven, karma for the injustice to real human beings during slavery era. Well, let me just say this. As more and more people from countries that were conquered decide that they want to go to the quote unquote motherland, I think justice shall be served. I think justice shall what can be and will be served at some point. Um, it's as though, let me see, how do I put this? You have a country, a very small country that has pretty much ruled the waves for years, and the waves are coming back not as water but as people. And it's amazing how the country that benefited more than any other country in the history of the world from conquest is so out of joint with the idea that these people from foreign, different, distant lands that in some cases are called the Commonwealth want to um, see some of their treasure. They want to go to the British Museum so they can see some of the treasure that was plundered and never returned. They want to see how the money was spent on these country manors and these monuments and such. So, yeah, it is like karma. It is like karma. And in turn, the ones that are born, the ancestors that are born in the UK, if you're not European in appearance, then you're not even considered to be a British citizen. I mean, that really breaks my heart that you could have been born there as a person of color, and yet there's a huge portion of the population who don't see you as an equal, and let alone see you as a citizen. So, um, maybe that's exactly what it is. It really didn't start with the Duchess of Sussex. She was just the most obvious symbol of a system that is on edge, a system that doesn't want to ever acknowledge its history. And so she's just caught up in the middle of that. So thank you, Audrey Teschner. Megan, Audrey has a super chat. Megan, don't take BS. She is ready for them all. Yes, you know what? You got to have a good lawyer. It's always best to have a good lawyer. Yep. If they lawyer up, you need to lawyer up too. Okay. And again, thank you, TCC son. It is going to be a very interesting day on the Twitter. Okay, look, Queen Bee, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So, one of the images was a person of color, and I would hate to think that I was wrong to not include her with this list of people. And I think perhaps maybe there may be at least one or two people in those photos that are innocent. But I can see one, two, three people, four people, two people, four, I don't know. Well, one for sure. Then there's two. I don't even want to say which ones, but what a shady group of people. Um, Senior Comm Secretary Katrina McKeever. I don't know about her. Melissa, what is that? Tabati? I don't know about her. Royal Protection Officer? Question mark. And let's get to the bottom row. Amy well, I don't know about Amy, but those other two, I wouldn't trust them any further than I could throw them. I just wouldn't trust. Shady AF. So take a look there. There is Jason Knopf getting his toast from one of the benefactors of his very shady abilities. And there is Samantha the Panther. That photo right there gives me chills. But notice on the right, you know who that is? That is Samantha the Panther. Samantha the Panther is her nickname. The Panther, a predator. Samantha the Panther. That's what they call her. The people in the establishment refer to her as the Panther because she's always on the prowl. She doesn't miss anything, right? And take a look here. Oh, Boris eyes Samantha the Panther for his top team. PM hopes to hire Queen's ex-private secretary who worked for Meghan Markle at the time of the bullying claims to be Downing Street gatekeeper and bring order to the chaos at number 10. Samantha Cohen, who relished her, what is that? Well, I can't even pronounce that word. Samantha the Panther, because of her no nonsense approach at work, is said to be being wooed by the prime minister. Well, she's a no nonsense and has a no nonsense approach to work, which implies that she's hardworking. There's another person who's hardworking, but they didn't appreciate her hard work, and that's the Duchess of Sussex. But Samantha the Panther, notice here, she's being regaled and celebrated for the fact that she's all over the place all the time. So much so that the Queen actually honored her. You know, that fair and impartial Samantha the Panther is being honored by the Queen. But it just so happens Samantha the Panther is one of the people that worked for the Sussexes at the time of the bullying claim. And she was also invited to the wedding. There she is. Look up there on the right. There she is, just as shady. It gives me chills to know that whatever she was to this saga, that she was actually so close to the Duchess of Sussex. So much so that she's literally right over her shoulder. What's really happening? Okay, Meghan Markle private message handed over with William's approval, says a palace veteran. Well, if you remember, someone didn't mind being on one of those Royal Rotor shows where he said that it is highly unlikely that any of her personal messages would have been handed over without implicit consent from William. Without consent from William, that was not likely to happen. So at Kensington Palace, the Sussexes and the Cambridges were under the umbrella of the Kensington Palace for a long time. Sorry about my allergies. There's one person, one you know what, that is the senior most royal at Kensington Palace anytime he's in the house. That is the senior most royal. So if anyone on staff at the Kensington Palace, if anyone on staff is asked about something, if anything is required, they are not in a position to refuse. They're not in a position to refuse, even if they work for Harry and Meghan. They are in no position to refuse anything that this person requires. Where are they going? What are they working on? Or in other words, let me put it to you like this. I mean, this is really sad but true. Do you have anything that I could leak to the press? That's what he wants to know. And then next thing you know, Willie Leaks is likely, allegedly, passing on said information to members of the press. That is the narrative that I believe, is that he is in a position, he has the authority to make requests of anyone in Kensington Palace. They all tap dance to his music. That is his kingdom. He doesn't have a duchy yet, but he does have Kensington Palace. And so if he's doing all this kind of stuff as a future, could you imagine what he's capable of once he becomes the Prince of Wales? William and Kate's Kensington Palace staff accused of briefing the press against Meghan and Harry. I believe it. I certainly believe it. And that was back in November 2021 that story was written. But we know it goes back much further, that this type of relationship between senior members of the royal family, in particular William, and the people at Kensington Palace, we know that this type of relationship have been going on for a long time. There is not a move the Sussexes can make that the press was not briefed about in advance. The only reason why the Sussexes had to say yes, we are leaving. They had to just come out and try to get ahead of the story as much as possible. And why did that happen? Because it was leaked. It was leaked. It was leaked. That's why it happened. It was Willie leaked. That's why that came out the way it did. And then, of course, after that happens, oh, they didn't even tell the Queen. The Queen knew. Everybody knew. Everybody who needed to know knew that was happening. But it just took one person in the family to make sure that with his authority, allegedly, that it was leaked to the press. So they left. And then all that time later, with all the hard feelings and everything, there was the Oprah Winfrey interview. And so that's when the bullying claims happened. Let me show you something else that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see. Is that it? Okay. So this is the new thing. Will's grief and anger over Harry. William at 40, the most intimate portrait ever. William cannot have a 40th birthday. They cannot celebrate him. They cannot make anything of him without involving Harry and Meghan. That rage and anger is what's used, as Henry VIII said a long time ago. It was true when she said it, and it's true today, that the only way that they can uplift, the only way that they can build up William is to make him perpetually incandescent with rage. That same rage that required him to drive the Sussexes out of Kensington Palace, or the narrative they created. Who knows what really happened? But that same rage that was allegedly drove him out of Kensington Palace so that he could make right the wrong that was committed by the Duchess of Sussex, who otherwise has been a model human being her entire life until she married into that family. And then all of a sudden, people couldn't walk through the hallowed halls of Kensington Palace without the Duchess of Sussex throwing daggers at them and throwing boiling water and oil upon them. That is what we're supposed to believe. It's simply not true. There's no truth to it. There's no merit to it. It is all predicated on this continuing lie that is easily believed by people who have never accepted a woman of color. Jennifer Clark, thank you so much for the super sticker, and happy Sunday to you. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. It's all a lie that will very soon, the lies are going to be exposed. Happy birthday, William. Happy birthday. You know what you're getting for your birthday? Meghan Markle is demanding to see evidence Buckingham Palace finds in this bullying investigation. That's what you're getting for your birthday. You are going, or someone who works for you will be exposed for anything that may have been a big fat lie where these bullying claims are concerned. Happy birthday, you bald-headed. uh, happy birthday. Many unhappy returns of the day. Meghan was surrounded by vipers, like she said, and her mistake was believing they would protect her. Instead, the plot was to get rid of her. They believed Harry would stay. They did not know Harry. Rachel's son, thank you so much for the comment. They weren't listening. They didn't think they had to listen to him. They didn't think they had to listen to Harry. He was not a credible person because of all the stuff that he accepted over the years. They thought that there was no end to it and that he would continue to uplift one of the most pathetic, inept, mediocre, lacking in intellectual curiosity people that has ever drawn a breath. This person, there's no there. He doesn't care anything about that stuff. All he cares about is that people are so busy looking up at him so he can use his time looking down upon people. That's all he cares about. He doesn't want to be there. But he has no choice. As Harry said, they're trapped. It's a trap. And he's angry because Harry found his way out. He's angry because Harry's not there to do his work any longer. Harry's not there to make him seem popular and likable. He doesn't have that anymore. And so he's angry. And so he wants to blame the Duchess of Sussex because she has managed to take Harry away from his unhappy life as a senior royal. Diane Hawkins says Samantha was supposedly on top of things when Meghan didn't wear hat but should have on tour with Queen. Couldn't figure out protocol for getting in car, Liz, etc. With Liz, etc. All this was Sam right there guiding. Oh yeah, with Sam right there guiding. Yeah, Samantha the Panther, somebody who sees and knows everything, was able to give certain information that was required, and she just didn't do it. I mean, they walk every. And thank you for that comment, Diane Hawkins. Let me remind you guys of something. Anytime there is a meeting of whether it's a garbage collector who's being honored or whether it's a foreign head of state, there are people who will walk you through the expectation. The Queen likes a certain type of order with things, and they know that. And so the Queen, assuming that her, little minion there, Samantha the Panther, was in charge, that this stuff would have been discussed, that this stuff would have been known, only to find out that they wanted to make it appear as though the Duchess of Sussex was just rebellious and trying to struggle against the authorities, and she didn't understand their ways, and that stuff was leaked to the press. Let's face it, we probably wouldn't have thought twice about whether or not she had a hat on. That had to be explained to people that the Queen invited her and she was supposed to wear a hat. How would we even know about that? How would we even know that that was a thing unless someone leaked it? Or how about the thing about getting into the car? Well, obviously it was on camera, but again, um, knowing that that's the first and probably the only time that the Duchess of Sussex has ever been in the state Bentley, that person over her shoulder neglected to say anything, or someone else on the staff under her direction didn't feel that they need to say anything. But yet there she is, smiling and grinning, getting her honor as though she really achieved something on the Queen's behalf. And the Queen likely doesn't know one way or the other. I mean, who knows? I mean, she probably found out after the fact, had a little laugh about it, and moved on. I don't think the Queen personally is out to do harm to the Duchess of Sussex, but it's the fact that she doesn't stand up for her, or hasn't stood up for her, or hasn't seemed to have gotten herself involved with this brutal attack upon her, even when it came down to a child becoming her namesake, an infant. How does that happen? How does the Queen not um, get involved with that? That's why there's so many people that, especially for some squatties, is not easy to have any type of kind thoughts about the Queen, because she's the one who is said to be the ultimate authority, according to everyone who ever says anything about her from the palace or whatever. So if that's the case, how is she letting this happen? And then you have this very sad situation where you hear the Duchess of Sussex saying the nicest things about her, and this didn't involve her, and she's only ever been kind to me. Well, which is true? Has she only ever been kind to you? Or has she been a part of the problem all along? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer for it. Cato 50, there is a super chat here from you. Thank you so much. I wish as an American could launch bullying accusations versus Rick Williams. So um you know, if that ever does happen, I think at some point the walls are going to come tumbling down, and there's going to be people writing books and such when the Queen is gone, because I don't think people will have enough respect for the institution with Charles to stop them from saying and doing certain things. Plus, let's face it, there's a lot of protection for people with Boris Johnson in power. There's a lot of protection for people. If there was ever a time when there was, say, a Republican prime minister or something like that, that would definitely be a moment of change. But right now, there's really no necessity for anybody to change what they're doing, because um, this whole honors system, they keep people on a leash, and it's hard to struggle against that. And those who do find themselves suffering. They are at the they're punished by the tabloids up until the point that they self-harm or whatever. It's a dangerous thing to do, to go against the firm. So I don't begrudge anybody who's not in a position where they're safe to do that. But as an American, sure, it's easy for me to say these things, and I really applaud anybody who's British that is speaking truth to power, because that leaves you very vulnerable in Britain. So you guys don't forget that. I mean, it's easy for us to carry this anger and this despair, but we're not living under that system, and there is prices. I mean, look at what happened to um, Adele. Adele simply just said that she prefers Harry, and it seemed like for what, 2 months they wouldn't let up on her. Good thing she's over here, because if she was over there and subject to their whim, God only knows what would have happened to her. So it's not an easy thing to do. And those who do stand up to them are very brave and very strong to do so, because it leaves you vulnerable. So I just want to remind people that it's not always so cut and dry to just speak your truth, because there is a price to be paid for it, especially for someone who trades on their image. Vanessa Jones, they say Betty reads the tabloid papers every day, so she is aware of all the abuse against Harry and Meghan. I believe that, Vanessa. I believe that she's probably been reading the Daily Mail since she was a kid. It's in the pocket of the helicopters and probably other places, in the loo, on her coffee table. I mean, from every documentary, every movie I've ever seen about the Queen, she always has her daily newspapers, and that is a newspaper. We call it a tabloid here, but over there it's a newspaper. So I believe you. I really, really do believe you. Okay, Chef Sandy Love would like to join us. Go ahead, Chef Sandy.
Hiya. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello. Happy
Um,
Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Byron. What a pleasure to be able to speak with you and all our squaddies all over the world. What a pleasure. And I'm so happy and proud of you, of your good work and efforts in moving forward the truth for the world to see. And to all our squaddies and moderators, putting everything they can for a safe environment to us all and for justice. Um, I just want to thank you to tell you that Byron, keep moving on. We are with you. We support you in every way. And to all the Squaddies platforms, we stand with you in this journey and we continue. Now, what I want to add about all these things. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right. First of all, William wished for all the things that Harry has: a beautiful wife, intelligent, and a well-respected woman before she ever joined the platform of the throne. Now he knows that the world loves Harry more than his own self, even his own Brits. And the freedom that Harry has, he knows he can never get that. And come on, let's think about this. Look at Harry's children. For goodness sake, I'm not attacking any other people's kids. For goodness sake, William's children are okay, that's fine. But I mean, Harry's children hit the record. Look at Lilibet. She's got the only grandchild of Diana that has blue eyes to break the records. That's karma for you. Now the whole issue started when the Oceanic tour, and they underestimated Meghan's intelligence or her performance. They never expected the outcome would be so great and the whole world loving her. And that's how the whole thing started. And then, with all the accusation, the comparison of Meghan and Kate, no one came out from the family to stop that, even though she was expecting the baby. Even when she had the baby, they came out to compare her own child to a chimpanzee. No one in the family came out to say a no or a stop to that. And they expect us to think that that is not our action on her. And then, with all that, when she had her baby, continued smear campaign against her by P. Morgan. And he is the number one that always point a finger He started the whole smear campaign against her, and then it, went all over the UK and the world entirely to the haters and racists against her. And one thing I want to assure is that we, as their supporters, will never step back. We'll be marching forward, making sure that we stand for the truth, stand to support Harry, because he's a good man. He's a man that is there for everyone. Doesn't matter what race, where you come from, rich or poor. And that's his mother's legacy. And we stand with him and his wife to move forward on this journey with them. And I want to appreciate you, all the squaddies worldwide, for the good work. Together we stand in love and unity. We're a community, we're a family in good and high moments. Let's stick together as always. Thank you.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you so much, Chef Sandy Love. Chef Sandy Love, while you're here, let me ask you something. Um, so you of course, none of us in the squad that I have heard so far has said anything unkind about the Cambridge children.
Hmm.
But yet there has how has it affected you to see the way the derangers and of course the haters, has it affected you to see the way that they have said all of these nasty and conspiratorial things about Lily Diana and before that of course and still with Archie? How has that affected you?
It hurts because, I mean, these are innocent children. No one has the right of whatsoever to go attacking them. And I mean, you know what? Me not being, on the bloodline with Harry or Meghan, it did hurt me to see her giving birth to her own child and someone comparing that child to whatever it is. It hurts. Then a family that can stop whatever is going wrong around them when it's in their own comfort, cannot come out to stand against this attack on their own grandchild or their own nephew. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. And the whole world has seen it. And I thank goodness that we can see it. We've seen it. And it's not right. I'm a mom, as most of us out there are parents. And it's not right at all. None of us, as you said, Barrett, in the Sussex Squad community has overcome against their own child from when William was born. I used to be a fan even of William because of their mom from the beginning. I used to love these two boys until when Harry had his own happiness. Harry was always happy for him and his family, but he was never happy to see his own brother happy, you know, and that is not right. It's not right, and it hurts, and will never stand to allow them take this smear campaign in continuously on Harry and his wife. And you know what? I love karma because look at the beautiful kids that the Lord Almighty has given out to Harry. Look at them. They can't stand that. They can't stand that. And that's why the Lord shows himself in moments like this, that he says, I am the Lord Almighty. And he has proven it. Look at those babies. Look at them, for goodness sake. And that thing is itching them to show them that he is the Lord, he is in charge. And trust me, and I'm so happy for Meghan, wherever she is. Come on, girl, ride it up. We are with you. You are a seed. You are a city, a city built upon the hill that cannot be hidden. You shall continue to shine, Meghan, and so are you, Harry. Continue with your good work. We are behind you, and we march on with this. And the Lord will make these children greater than even their own parents, as the Lord leads. Thank you, Baron. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, that was very passionate and very, very well said. Thank you so much. I was just when you had mentioned the children, I wanted to know how you felt about that, and I'm pretty sure that most people in this squad share that same feeling, especially when where the children are involved, because the children are truly innocent. And while we have mentioned the fact that there's such hypocrisy from the Duchess of Cambridge with
Mm-hmm.
her child initiative and such. I think that most of us were really only responding to this idea that we know that if it was the other way around, we would have never heard the end of it. And that's what I just
Yeah,
wanted to make clear to people is that I don't think anyone in the squad ever went after those kids. It was just the hypocrisy of this whole 5 questions and such, and painting her as
exactly.
this Madonna-like figure when that very flawed character could easily have a situation like at the Jubilee, and instead they make light of it, they celebrate. But even Meghan holding her own child
Exactly.
was criticized, even her holding her own
Crazy.
child.
These people
Yeah.
are inhuman. They have no
Uh-huh.
feelings at all. All Harry wanted is happiness. And the Lord gave him that happiness. And he gave him, it could take a year or two for a man to find love. Look, 10 years, 20 years doesn't pay. If it's a match one for you, as long as you're of good heart, trust me, you reap what you sow. Whatever happiness Harry is in today with this amazing woman is because of his heart. It's because of who he is. And the Lord does not bring things unexpected or just like that because he gives us according to merit. Harry has the best thing because he's a good man. And whatever you sow, so shall you reap. And as the Lord leaders, Harry will continue to thrive, and so is Meghan. And to all those that are good of heart, we should never allow them to make us play like them. We should continue on positivity as we are, but we never stand our ground and see them, bringing down Harry and Meghan or any of us as a squaddies. No, we say no to that.
Thank you so much, Chef Sandy Love. You are giving me chills right now. You are just your words are giving me chills. Thank you so much, and happy Juneteenth, Father's Day, if it's a holiday where you are, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. A big shout out to my Lydia, to Chuck Nelly, and all the squad. I didn't call your names, but I love you and I love you so, so much. Being, I love how crazy we are sometimes. It make us, a great squaddies. I mean, great squaddies. Let's keep this spirit moving. My love to all of you, my squaddies out there. Sometimes I don't comment, but I'm on touch and I'm on live with you guys. Just want to say thank you, Anastasia, Sherry, Cookies and Cream, Anna, Church Nelly, Lydia, darling, and Mo. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Rohini. Rohini, you're up.
Hi, how are you doing? Hello, can you hear
I am
me?
so great today. Thank you.
Today, Baron, today is a holiday in my country, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Labor Day. Hello?
Oh, very nice. Labor Day.
Right. And so, today it's very fitting that this HR issue is on display, right? It's very
Mm-hmm.
interesting that it has fallen today. So from an HR standpoint, if they held the royal family to the standards that you would hold an organization, they would be very liable because first of all, you never announce an investigation such as this to the public. What would happen is if they were removed from royal duties, then you would release the findings of this. And an investigation such as this does not take a year and a half. It doesn't. It doesn't. The work for the you. It takes as long as it will take for you to question the people who were involved, right? And there were 24 staff members. This is ridiculous. So we already know that this is a cover up. This is a lie, and it's very interesting to me that Megan spent over a decade in one of the most cutthroat industries, where if you sneeze too hard, there will be headlines about you, and there was none. And we are supposed to believe that she magically became this bullying diva upon marrying a prince, just magically. It's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous, and it's very interesting to me that today this HR issue, and looking at it from an HR issue, I believe that she has a case against them for something called constructive dismissal. And constructive dismissal is when you make someone's work environment so toxic and uncomfortable that a reasonable human being, that their only response would be to quit. And that is very illegal, and it is a matter of human rights set out by the International Labor Organization.
And as you say that, is it's just one thing that I would say we have to consider is that you know how the queen is the ultimate authority when it serves their purposes, and then at other times she's this frail woman who uh obviously doesn't do everything. Charles is responsible and takes over. I would assume that the same thing would happen, that if they try to if her lawyers approach this as an HR issue, that all of a sudden, oh, but she's a family member, and of course, as I said, the trump card, if you will, I hate saying trump card, but is if there was ever a way to say that the queen would have to be called as a witness, that is impossible under law. So then that would just end everything. It would, the way they did with Paul Burrell, and
Yeah.
nicking all the stuff that belonged to Diana. I'm sure that they, well, you know what I'm saying?
I
All of a
remember
sudden,
that.
oh, the queen remembered that she had a conversation, and the queen didn't lie because the queen never said it in the first place. Someone said that that's what
Oh,
happened,
it was
and the
such a
queen
magical
obviously,
story. It was such a
right,
magic. I remember
exactly.
the document. She said that she was driving in a car, and then she looked by the courthouse and said, "What's going on there?" And they told her, and she said, "Oh, we talked about it. Of course he knew. Like really though, really." When this case had been going on for weeks before, so she magically, "Oh, you know what? Maybe we should tell them that we know." Okay, okay.
You
I
know,
cracked up.
I would love to think that the queen is sharp and would come up with something like that herself. She didn't. Somebody else came up with that idea, and I'm pretty sure she signed off on it, but she didn't have much to do with it otherwise, except for saying, "Yeah, okay, do it." I mean, she'll do whatever it takes to protect the family business, but she won't protect the family members and protect the family business at the same time. Everyone is expendable except for the next in line and the next in line. Other than that, everybody is expendable, especially the royal brides that marry into the family. They have absolutely no value and no worth whatsoever. It's only the heirs that are important up until the point they're not needed. And that's the model. That is the business model for that family. So when it's necessary, it's the family, and when it's not necessary, then it's the royal family. It always is very fluid, as they say. The interpretation ebbs and flows with whatever side of that story that they need to tell. Then that's when you know how they're gonna explain it away.
Well, their business model is very short-sighted. It's very short-sighted, and it isn't working. It isn't working because even in a story where you are trying to make the Chambridges look like something worthwhile, you have to mention Harry and Meghan, or else nobody will click on it. They won't click on it at all. So it isn't working,
Hmm.
and it doesn't make any sense because they figured this out early on that she was the shining star. So what you do from a PR standpoint is you hold on to your shining star. You don't allow it to leave. That doesn't make any sense. And it's like they didn't learn. They did the same thing with Princess Diana. They had a shining star. Before that, nobody cared. Nobody cared. And they made people pay attention. And then what did you do? You tried to destroy it. And all of this is, most people think it's the R word, but if you bring in what happened with Princess Diana, what you're really looking at is ego that is so
Yeah.
large that it becomes self-destructive, and that does not make any sense, because the point of the royal family is the point of most living things to perpetuate itself, to be sustained, to last, and they are destroying themselves from the inside.
Well, with Diana, there was beauty, there was popularity, and there was that quote unquote common touch. Well, as we all know, Prince Charles is very fragile and insecure and in dire need of constant attention, which is why I always refer to the Duchess of Cambridge, I'm sorry, the Duchess of Cornwall, as his emotional support Camilla. Well, that's one of the reasons. But with Camilla, you don't have to feel uncomfortable by her beauty, her youth, or anything like that. She's never been any of those things at the same time. She's always been this or that, but never all of the above. So she's not a threat. If anything, she uplifts and support Charles in a way that an attractive, at the time, of course, younger woman, someone that he would have to compete for attention with, that was just too much for him. And again, the Oceania tour, right? That was Diana's undoing. The Oceania tour, that was Princess Meghan's undoing, was going on that Oceania tour. And by them seeing the amount of popularity and attention that was brought from those visits. Now, of course, the Duchess of Cambridge went on the Oceania tour, and it was okay because she's not a threat to anybody, and that's what's really sad is that she doesn't realize that her position is not strong because she fits in. Her position is very weak because she's expendable, and she seriously is not a threat to anyone because she's not going to change in the least bit. She is going to be just as inept, lazy, and mediocre 10 years from now as she was 10 years ago. So she's a perfect fit for that family. You just grin, you wave, you smile, you keep pulling at your hair extensions, and you'll be just fine. But if you ever really tried to do something productive, then they'd get rid of you. They would get rid of her so fast it wouldn't even be funny.
Why why
William
would
wouldn't
any
tolerate that.
woman why would any woman want to be in such a position? Because if you are replaceable, the who I personally call her Tatiana Bushes, could easily take your place. You know what I mean? She could step in.
Yeah.
Easy, easy.
Well,
You could be replaced.
the
And
air
not only
hostess.
that, I'm talking about, his horticultural tendencies, right? I
Hmm.
like to call her Tatiana. That's what
The
I call her,
rose garden.
Tatiana, right? And she's known, that's her reputation, for being known for being generous with her love, right? In the aristocracy,
Right.
the turn up tops. That's her reputation, and she could easily be replaced. She'll be more liked than you because they prefer her to you. Easy, 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 right?
Right.
Listen, William always comes in quotes after what's his name, Mr. Rock Savage. He always comes after him. So it wasn't strange that he walked after him. Um, why would any woman want to have that position where you could easily be replaced?
Her
You could be
mother. Her
replaced.
mother put her in that position. I think she was satisfied riding around in black cabs and hissing at people like a cat and wearing thigh-high boots and such. I think she was more than satisfied with that. But her mother is the one who kept throwing her daughters at the aristocracy. And she wasn't satisfied until one of them married Lurch and the other one married a billionaire. I mean, you have to give her credit for her tenacity. Her mother had a vision of the life that she wanted for her family. And I believe that those girls may have been conditioned from a very young age to go out there and get it. No different than what has happened with the Kardashians And so I don't think anybody wanted William. He was available for 10 years. And even if he was dating her for 10 years, there was nobody who came between the Duchess of Cambridge, or at that time, Kate Middleton, and Prince William, because you know what? Nobody else wanted him. I think everybody realized easily that he was a complete jerk and didn't want to have anything to do with him. So there was no chance that somebody was going to take him away or take him up on the idea of marriage. Nobody wanted him. And I think even now, only someone who feeds into this notion of superiority and the aristocracy, that's the only other place he'll find a bride, is somebody who has been conditioned to live with the consequences of marriage to him. But nobody else would want him. There's no there.
It's nothing.
He's about as dull as dishwater.
I
He's like a
personally
pan
call
of
them.
used dishwater.
Well, well, I mean, dish.
Cloudy, murky, little flakes of food floating around.
Well, dishwater serve this purpose. I prefer a sack of flour. You gotta do a
Okay, well,
lot.
thank you so much, Rohini. I am going to try to get some, if you want to hang in there. Mo Shannon is waiting, and Shirley Slaughter, I see that your device is not connected. So if you could try to remedy that, otherwise, we won't be able to hear from you. But it says they will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. So if you could go into your menu and try to remedy that, then we'll be able to hear some comment from you. And if anybody else would like to join in, Mo Shannon, I'm looking at you right now, and you're going to be on in just a second. Are you ready? Mo Shannon, are you ready? Okay. Okay, because I can see you. I don't know if you want everybody to see you, but I can see you. So I'm going to switch to you right now. I'm going to add you to the stream. Ready? Okay, I think she is. Make sure you turn your sound down.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Mo Shannon.
Hi,
Yes, there you are.
Swatties.
Hey, Mo. What's going
Hey.
on?
Uh,
So tell us, what are your thoughts about the Duchess of Sussex, and of course, this idea of them putting this case on the shelf for now, or possibly forever?
I think that Meghan is top shelf, and I believe she has it all under control. You would think by now they would understand who they're dealing with. Okay, Meghan is that B. You know what I mean? And
Right.
she's intelligent. She's not your average. She's not your average bear. And she's been in the business. She's been in an industry. The other speaker said, uh, the den of wolves, the business. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
she knows what it looks like. And her history pre-monarchy has never spoken to anything divisive or evil. People, like you said, people only have good things to say about her. They dig and they search. There's nothing. And there hasn't been all before the monarchy. So it's insulting, and they're fishing for things. They're in search of problems, anything to make her look bad. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Harry, thanks to how horrible, unfortunately, they treated his mother, he too knew what that looked like. And it's just, they just keep doing it. They just keep at it. And yeah, hate sells. So, they keep spinning stirring the cauldron of hate on Harry and Meghan. And they keep loving each other, and they keep shining, and they keep uh, doing that service is universal thing, because it is. It extends far out, far reaching, and should. The things that they're about, it extends the globe. And that's why they're global, because their model is, anybody looking from the outside in can see that they are about service. And they were about it before they even became a couple.
That's
And these
true.
people keep lying and digging and spinning and sitting up at night, and it's just evil. It's evil.
Okay. You know what? I just realized I still got a few slides that I want to get to. So let me go. Okay, so right here. Royal family fury.
This is
Prince
what I'm
William
talking about.
anger at brother Harry exposed in row. Prince William anger at Prince Harry, Meghan Markle for insulting reaction to Queen's ban. Whichever that print is so small. But anyway, this is like I got 9 different headlines that I saved over time. Angry Prince William working hard after family reputation damaged by Meghan and Harry. These are from the tabloids. Royal family fury, Prince William anger at brother Harry exposed in row. Oh, actually, those two are identical. Anyway, you get the point. I
Yeah.
still have a few more of these, like Prince William fury at Tony Blair revealed he thought it would be confidential. William is always supposedly perpetually angry. Raging William in mourning over ruined relationship with Harry,
And probably
new
won't bust
report
a grape in
claimed.
the fruit fight, actually.
Uh-huh. Okay. And then there's this. This is the other slide that I kind of covered some of this stuff. So Kate Middleton's mom, heartbreaking fear about daughter's future with William. Now, this was from like maybe last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
She ought to be concerned because given that performance at the Jubilee where I'm sorry, not Harry, where William walked like 10 feet ahead of the Duchess of Cambridge, and you could also see there
Yeah,
on the
he was
steps
almost as fast as Hoghead.
there's someone superimposed, photoshopped the rose garden on the steps with them. You could easily, I mean, even though that is a parody, you could easily imagine that in the next 5 years, that photo will have one change. There will be the roses, there will be Will, and Kate may be nowhere to be found. I mean, after all, they are buying they just bought this new house out of the blue for no apparent reason that I hear is like a 40-minute drive from the school that they're planning to send the kids to. And then, of course, there's this idea
They're trying to
that,
appear down to earth.
oh, by the way, TCC's son, let me let you in here.
They're trying to appear
And
down to earth
Rohini,
like they're just regular
I'm
old
going to
folk.
bring you back. I think, oh, did I bring you back? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
hey.
Yeah.
Hello.
So join
Hi,
in if you
guys.
feel like it.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Mo.
Hey, Mo. Hey, Rohini.
Hi,
Hey,
TC.
Byron.
It's Baron.
Baron.
Yes.
Baron. No, I'm sorry. No. It's Meghan. Remember? It's Meghan.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
am
right.
Get it right.
It is
I
Megan.
am Megan
Sorry.
of the so-called Sussex Squad.
My
They
bad.
call Sussex. You know what?
I
When
am
I
sitting
think
here
of
right now in stilettos with a pencil skirt and uh, what is it?
Looking good.
Right, and a boat neck collar.
oh my
Right,
gosh,
You're
looking
nuts.
lovely, looking lovely. You know,
right,
when I think of Prince
exactly.
William, I think of the friend you can't take anywhere because they're always fighting, and it was like whole mat jacket. I'm like, does he have a little black in him or something? He's like taking off his earrings and his heels to fight with everybody. Like, dude, calm down. It's like whole mat
Don't forget the
jacket.
Vaseline.
Like.
Oh my
It's like
goodness.
we can't take him anywhere. He's always fighting. He's always angry. Like, William, why are you angry?
Well, look at him.
Everybody is there. Well,
I just think all of
he
that
could
is so
wear a
he could be the
toupee.
center of attention.
Listen, they are lace fronts. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be mad. I would
I don't
not
know.
be mad.
I don't know. I think sometimes when you start looking at the history, or let's say the fictional history, from when you're watching TVs and the Victorian styles and all that, at one time in history when the king or a prince was interested in a female, and I'm talking about in reference to the garden, you know where I'm going with this, that the men or husbands, they really didn't have any choice. Old school, if the king or the prince was interested in your wife and you didn't want to accept it, you were out of there one way or the other, and there was no laws because he was the king or the prince or whatever. And I think that still continues moving forward. I think he was interested in the garden. She really didn't have a choice. Wife can't say nothing about it. So he's just la 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 doing whatever he want to do because you
Well, you
think
know that
about.
old saying, right?
Go
You know
ahead.
the old saying, one of the greatest honors is to lay down your wife for king and country.
Yes. Yes. And I think that's what's going on with cannot. Cannot can't say anything. She could go
Cannot,
through and
cannot.
just she can't do a thing. She's just like a la 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 la. And sometimes I have to say I get a little annoyed because
Nobody
we
would
call her
understand what
mumbles.
she's saying anyway because,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody calls her mumbles, but yet and still, when she's in front of the camera, she can't talk. But everybody knows that when she's behind the camera, she's a mean girl. So that tells me she got plenty of octave when she's behind that camera. So just because she's coming forward and she's the and she can't really hold a sentence, you're not going to tell me she ain't yelling and defending herself in the background somewhere along the line, especially as you know, Meghan, she's a very educated and strong woman. Now, I know at that time, she was going through some things because there was so much that was going on. So, yeah, emotionally, I could see she may not have been that strong. But you're not going to tell me that Kate didn't raise that voice a couple of octaves and start yelling and da 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 da, going back and forth with Meghan. There is no way. She's not mumbles all the time. She is just not mumbles all the time. There's no way that could be possible.
I would imagine though that she's incredibly intimidated by Meghan,
Oh,
and
definitely.
whatever it is that may or may not happen was probably more like throwing a rock and hiding your hand. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure she
yeah,
didn't. I'm pretty
exactly.
sure she didn't like do anything that was so obvious. It
Yeah,
was
that's how they
as
operate.
as I see it, the king and queen of Kensington Palace would have to be the Cambridges, and I think that anybody who works there, lives there, or visits there, they are subject to the will of William and Kate. That's their kingdom. Until they get
Definitely.
a duchy,
Yep.
that's it for them. And so you can't refuse. And that's what Diana's problem was. Excuse me,
Mhm.
is that when it came to the royal protection officers, excuse me, and her schedule, she was not able to have privacy. She couldn't do anything without people running back to Charles and saying, "Well, this is well." Actually, Charles would probably ask, and they couldn't refuse because, after all, he's paying the person who's paying the cost is the boss, so they
Right.
couldn't refuse. And so I think that with William, if anybody who can talk his grandmother into buying him an £8 million helicopter, probably doesn't have anything refused.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
yeah. And I
Well,
think that's one of the things that happened with them as well, because I think they've been raised so old school that they are so superior. And then here come this American actress who shows up, and she's a woman of color. And not only is she educated, she's very well spoken. She knows her stuff. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she is not afraid to speak up. But they were taught to believe that they were better than, only to find out they were so less than. And that really, I think, was a major intimidation factor for them. Major intimidation.
more importantly, she wasn't impressed by them.
no,
Yes.
She wasn't
she
Yes.
impressed
wasn't.
because in the interview,
Mhm.
she said she didn't understand why this was an informal setting, and I still have to
Yes.
concede to you. She said,
Mhm.
"I live in
Mhm.
California. I see celebrities all the time.
All the time.
Like,
Right.
why am
Exactly.
I impressed
Mhm.
with you?
When she said that,
This is
I hit the
informal."
ceiling. I hit the
I
ceiling.
laughed. I
Yep.
was like, there was a
Yes.
YouTuber who said, "Wait, she thought they were the Kardashians."
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Pretty much. Like,
Like,
oh, okay, you're a
Right.
oh, well,
celebrity.
what
I'm
about
a
the lie?
celebrity.
Oh, when she
They're the ones
found out
always
that
talking about Hollywood. You would think they'd know.
What
Exactly.
about the lie when she found out she wouldn't be queen? Then all of a sudden she got disappointed have you heard that one that she
Yeah.
thought
I
Harry
mean,
was
but that
going to
didn't
be
make any
king and then
sense.
she now
Mm-mm.
I know who would
Mm-mm.
What?
be
Yeah.
yeah,
That didn't make
that
no
was one
sense
of the lies
whatsoever.
that they tell is
Yep.
that she
Come
thought
on.
Harry was going to be
Mm-hmm.
king and when she found out he wasn't, then she
Oh
rebelled or
God.
Yeah. Mo, that was ridiculous. I'm like, are
Everybody
you
she didn't
already knew
serious?
their positions. Everybody, anybody with a brain
she
knows that
didn't
William.
understand the way these things
So,
work. She
oh
don't
my God.
understand our ways. Those are some of the things that
And
and
she didn't want to
a lot
finish
of that
understanding
stuff.
either. That's why they hightailed it out of there and got back to America.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like,
A
well,
lot of that
I'm not
stuff, the
having that.
people that say it, they know it's not true, but is not that they're trying to convince the squad. They're trying to demoralize the squad.
I
They're
agree.
trying to make us
Impossible.
angry. They want
I
us to
agree.
react.
Because
I
we're
agree.
You
here.
know,
Mm-hmm.
they want us to get our channels or platforms banned. That's what they're interested in. I mean, I have people that try to provoke me all the time, and I
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
have blocked so many people from Royal Sussex. It's got to be well over 500.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Yeah,
it
I'll be
has to
out
be
there
well
on
over
Twitter
500.
sometimes and I'll make a comment and they'll come right behind me and I just say block, block, block. I'm not going back and forth with you because I already know your game.
Right.
You just want me to say something wrong. And if you catch me on a bad day, then I'm going to say something wrong and then I'm going to be banned. So you know what? I'm not even going to play with you. I'm kind of taking that high road
Yeah,
like
just zip,
Meghan
zip,
and
zip.
Harry
Zip and
and
zap.
keep it, yep,
And
just
keep
keep
it
it
moving.
silent. Yep, keep it silent and stay focused on, positive stuff. I'm not playing with you. I'm just not playing with you.
Yeah.
I
They'll
I
try
think
it.
that Oprah was perfect to do the interview because Oprah has already dealt with the tabloids.
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
not much that they could say or do that's going to affect her either way. She's no longer doing the live talk show. Her
Mhm.
fortune is very secure. A lot of Oprah's wealth is tied into her stock options with CBS and King
Mhm.
World. So she's not dependent
Yep.
upon her popularity as much as she would have been, say, in the start of her career or
Mhm.
even while her
True.
show was on, because the show is gone. And when Oprah was trying to decide whether or not to renew her contract or her agreement or whatever with King World, she had to keep it secret because the fortune of the company would rise or fall based on what she said. And if you knew that inside information, you could make a lot of money. So that's how big her role was as a talk show host. But now at this point, she is pretty much reaping the benefit of all of her hard work without having to work
Mhm.
as hard. But she's been through the ringer with the tabloids.
Oh
And do
yeah,
you
they
all
were big.
remember
Yeah.
when she said to Sarah Ferguson, she said, "We have the tabloids, but over there, you guys, your tabloid is
They're
vicious. It's
brutal.
vicious."
Mhm.
They're
And then
Mhm.
brutal.
she said, and they tried to kill Princess Diana. Well,
Yep.
Diana was still alive at the time when she said that. And
Mhm.
then,
Wow.
what, about a year later, she
They
Yep.
wasn't
they they
alive
Died.
anymore.
succeeded. Right.
Mhm. Yep. They
But
sure did.
didn't Dan Wootton harass somebody to suicide?
Yes.
Wasn't it him?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
say that again.
Didn't
Mhm.
Dan Wootton harass someone till they took their
I
own
heard
life?
something about that. I wasn't
Wasn't
sure
it
about that.
Carol? Was it Carolyn Flack? Carolyn.
Oh
She
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
Carolyn
Yeah.
Flack.
He
Mhm.
Her,
harassed
Yeah.
her
yeah,
till
the
that.
Yeah.
tabloids. She was like the whipping boy for the tabloids,
Yes.
and
They are
it cost
vicious.
her her relationship. It cost
Mhm.
her livelihood, and among other
Mhm.
things. And eventually, it cost her her life. And then after that happened, all of a sudden, they've seen the light, and we don't know how.
Oh,
Mhm.
they've
And
never
then
seen the
as
light.
soon as it was
They just say
okay,
they've seen
they
the
went
light.
right back to trashing her
They just
as
say
soon as
they've
the
seen
coast
the
was
light.
clear.
Well,
Hmm.
that's how the tabloids over there they operate, and they thought that they could recreate the same thing in America, but they lack a fundamental observation of the
Giving a
way
damn.
American tabloids react. One, they kind of woke, so There's
Mm.
that. And then two, tabloids in America, they tend to react to what you do. As much as we could talk about what they did to Britney Spears, to be honest, Britney Spears is kind of acting up a little bit. She's going through some things. So they would report after the fact.
Yeah,
What
but
you
Mhm.
people
do, they're
need
not
to
gonna
stop.
make it up. They literally make stuff up. It's as if there are
People,
some interns in the Daily Field sitting down making up stuff.
yeah, people need to
Literally
stop
making up
confusing
stuff.
rags with reputable papers because
I
their
agree.
model is completely different.
I
And
agree.
when you're reading a rag, you have to be able to differentiate between the rag and, oh, I don't know, Wall Street Journal, or a
Mhm.
rag and, you know what I'm saying, Sun
Mhm.
Times,
But
or
Mhm.
that's really
a
not
rag and a newspaper are not the same thing.
But then in
that's
in
really
America,
not an
America is so
American thing,
litigious.
though. In the UK, it is said that a lot of the older
Well, all they
people
have is
take it
rags.
as the gospel. But in the US, we have some, like the New York Times, they refer to it as the gray old lady. There's a lot of reputable um, newspapers across the country, the
I'm just
Chicago
saying.
Tribune, the LA Times, whose editorial policies are well known to be very fair and balanced and such. Uh,
Mhm.
but I don't look at any of the tabloid papers in the UK as being of that caliber. Even the ones that are like, what is it, the London Times or the Times of London, you would think that, oh, they're different, but they all seem to feed into the same clickbait. We don't
Mhm.
have an
Which makes them
equivalent of that
rags.
here.
Mhm.
And then for some reason, they were able to hijack Newsweek. I still cannot believe
Yes.
Newsweek has been reduced to
Mhm.
a tabloid
So
format.
you have to
Is
probably
Mhm.
it a
be
Murdoch?
backstage to know what's going on with that.
Is it owned
Mhm.
by Murdoch?
I
Yeah, that's what
believe
I'm
it
saying.
is.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
Yeah,
truly
you
wouldn't be
have to be able to see
surprised.
behind the curtain to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. But
They
it's
have
so
even
amazing.
hijacked Newsweek.
Could you imagine one of those reporters actually doing a portfolio and then having to go look for another job? Be flipping. They'd be like, what is this? What is all of this stuff here? You got a hate campaign? I just wish if those
Wow.
reporters would sit down, look at their portfolio, and see the very in-depth research and educational articles that they have written
Oh my
over the
gosh.
last 5 years, they would be like, oh my God, as Harry said, I had to step up my game because they would be shocked to actually look and pay attention to all the trash they have
No,
literally written on
what
one
can
Yeah.
person.
what
Yeah.
consider the amount of money you would have spent to go to journalism school to
Right?
Yeah.
write?
Right?
Think about this. You spent 4 years,
That's what I
spend
think.
Yep.
thousands of dollars to go to journalism school
And
to
all for
write a
what?
story about Meghan's hosepipe.
Well,
Right.
let's be fair about this. Right now, there has never been an easier time for anybody to be a photographer, a reporter, a journalist, and you don't need any credentials. The internet is the ultimate equalizer. So, for
Mhm.
those people
Mhm.
who have gone that route, it is disappointing that the best that they can do is to talk about Harry having bunions on his feet, or
Well, I guess it's the almighty dollar, like you always say. Hate
Yeah.
sells.
This is true. This
right,
is
Some
so
people will
true.
or
trade
how about
their craft for that money.
Yeah, they
Oh, how
will.
about that day that somebody was trying to make this story about um, Oprah won't be able to enjoy her grass anymore because of the drought? And this is
Yeah.
something that affects what is it, 1/5 of the American
Mhm.
population? Why in the
Mhm.
world
Climate,
are you putting the
climate.
focus on Oprah other than she's a black woman with money
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
and
you
they
have
feel
against
Yeah.
she's
her
not
because of
supposed to
an
be
interview?
there in that stature, with that
Mhm.
kind of stature. So they have to find ways to tear her down. They go
Yeah.
right for the woman of color to make a disgusting story about,
Mhm.
or to make her seem less than, or to make her seem like she's losing, or she's running around pulling her hair out.
That's crazy. I'm gonna jump out, you guys, because I'm actually supposed to be at work, but I was on my break. But I had to pop in real quick. But I
Okay.
wanted you to know, Megan, that trending in the United States, hashtag royal family lied at 24,500 tweets. So it
Oh,
is
wow.
rolling. Yeah, it's rolling.
Mm.
They're a
I
little
gotta
bit
get in there.
upset. Yeah, they're a little bit upset. I
I'm
can't
gonna
say
Well,
buy
much. I'm
Archie.
pretty sure I kicked out about 100 myself. So
I'm gonna buy Archie a roller coaster.
yes.
The
Well, you
attention
guys, I'm gonna be
definitely
listening.
is.
Y'all have a great day. Okay, I'll be listening
Thank
though.
you.
Okay,
Thanks for joining us.
no
Thanks.
problem. Bye
Baron,
bye. Bye bye.
Baron
Yes.
Chichinelli in the chat is getting antsy. They want nacho, nacho, nacho.
ordering one nacho
They
platter.
want nacho
I'm gonna
with
have
a
to
side
turn
of
the
Carl
hose on
Phillips.
Church Nelly. I'm gonna
Order
have to
up.
turn the hose on Church Nelly. Church
No,
Nelly is
listen,
getting to
they
be
can
too,
be
and
mad.
especially on a Sunday. You ain't supposed to be carrying
It's
on and thinking
it's
about
Father's Day. You have to sing from the daddies.
Order up one nacho platter for church.
That's right.
Well, we'll have to see. Oh, let me share this with you. I was looking for something while I was talking. While you all were talking, let me put this up here because it is about journalism. I know I've shared it before, but it does help to make the case that we were discussing just now. Okay, let me see if I can get this over here. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, coming up, incoming, and there it is. So, the socioeconomic background of journalists. Higher socioeconomic backgrounds, lower and middle socioeconomic backgrounds. So, as we were just saying about about journalism, look at the pie chart there. 84% of journalists, and I believe this is for the UK. This is for the UK. 84% of the journalists come from the higher socioeconomic background. In other words, they usually come from pretty well-to-do families. Only 16% do not. And if you look at the editors, the number is a little better for people who come from a poor background or less affluential background, but still 73% of the editors are Tories. I don't know if they're Tories, but you know what I'm trying to say. they come from the upper
Mm.
class. And this is why there is no fairness
Mm-hmm.
with the tabloid press, is because it's a self-perpetuating
Yeah, seen one way.
group of, it's just one group of people that go that are getting these. Like if your father's an attorney, you're more likely to become an attorney. If your father is a doctor, then you're more likely to become a doctor. And if your father works in a factory, well, you better hope he sends you to college.
That's a lack of
Otherwise, you're
diversity
going to
and
be more
inequity.
likely. Yeah, you'll be more likely to work in a factory. So that is
Right.
the whole point here. And so you have a Dickie Arbiter, who was a press secretary, who obviously has some type of background or knowledge of media or the press. And then what does his daughter do? And unfortunately, I don't know if you guys know this, but it was actually because of Oprah Winfrey
Yeah, Oprah.
that Victoria Arbiter's career
Mm-hmm.
in media went on this meteoric rise because of the fact that she was once featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show and was able to probably hand in that tape as part of her resume. I tell you, life does go full circle sometimes, and all these years later,
Mm-hmm.
there's Vicky Arbiter. What do you call it?
Line.
Maintaining the line, towing the line for the royal family. And it was even said that she grew up in Kensington Palace. So you really can't look to other rich or other affluential people to make your case,
Yeah,
because
because you
there's
only
no
get one side of the
to
story.
do that. Exactly.
You're not getting a diverse
So
view of any one thing. You're getting what they want you to know, their narrative, their line, and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Nobody else
So,
has anything else to go off of. They just have to believe them.
Basit Mahmood, rather, when a narrow section of society dominates our media landscape, it has an adverse effect on our democracy as well as our news values,
Mm-hmm.
which stories are told, how they
Yeah.
are told, and what's deemed newsworthy
Mm-hmm.
and what isn't.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the damaging effects this had on my own community. Well,
That
of
says it
course,
all.
given his name, we could imagine what he considers my community.
Right.
So,
Well,
all right, you guys, it has been 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is about a half hour more than I was planning to go today, but it is
it's
time
been
well
fun.
spent. But for now, I'm going to give love to our faves, and then I'm going to come back and take a look at some of your last comments. And
Nacho,
I'm going to thank you, Rohini, TCC's
Nacho.
Ton, and Mo Shannon. Oh, Sash, you
Rohini, don't
guys,
start with the nachos.
I'm
Church
gonna,
might start
I'm
sweating.
gonna say, I'm gonna say farewell to you guys, Rohini and Mo, and then I'm gonna
Bye.
give Sash a chance, and
Bye
then I'm
bye,
gonna,
squad. Nacho.
then I'm. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Okay, Sash, if you're still there.
Nacho.
Sash, are you there? Can you turn your sound down? Okay, Sash, if you're still there.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just
Yes,
fine.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, you need to turn your sound down very low.
Turn my sound down. Okay.
Okay,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine.
Can you hear me now?
Are you there?
Okay, I'm here.
Is there any way you can put an earpiece in, because you're gonna be hearing me on delay?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Do you have an earpiece you can put on?
I don't have an earpiece. No, I don't.
Okay. If you turn your sound down as low as possible, that should help.
I don't have an earpiece. No, I don't.
Because we're getting an echo.
Okay. Okay. Is that better?
Yes, please go ahead and share if you like.
Okay. Okay. What the question I have is, if Meghan decides to make an issue of this bullying report that has been buried, could she petition her government for redress, and would that create an international event?
I'm going to say that given the fact that she is in this unusual position of being an American citizen and a princess of the realm, there is always that potential that there's going to be a clash between the two legal systems. And of course, just like with any other case, it really depends on where you make your case. And is there an agreement between the two countries to abide by the laws of the other country? So I would have to say it depends on where where a case is filed, what jurisdiction is involved, and whether or not there's agreement between the two countries. So you could always file a case, but whether or not you can move forward with a case really depends on the agreement between the two countries and, of course, the jurisdiction where the case is filed. And then, of course, again, she is also a princess of the realm. So you have the that precarious position where you have the two conflicting nationalities, as well as the fact that I don't even know that she ever became. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to mute you for a second here. But I don't know that she ever became a citizen of the United Kingdom. I know she was in the process, and I believe they were supposed to move faster on her behalf or no, actually, I think she was supposed to wait in line like everybody else. But I don't know that she ever became a citizen. I don't recall. So if anybody knows, let me see. Daphne Gabrielle says yes because the Duchess had to seek asylum, and this is under the UN. Ooh, Daphne, that sounds serious. Uh, I don't think Meghan wants to mix in all that messiness. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm looking to see if anybody else has something they want to share with that. The Baron, the answer is no, says Ruth Lopez. Meghan is not the first woman to marry into a foreign culture and then suffer under the culture's customs and laws. Our State Department stays out of it. Okay, now that sounds reasonable, especially with one of our oldest allies that they would want to stay out of it. Um, oh man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's kind of hard to know exactly which side of a case it would fall upon. Again, I say, well, so far, everything that the Duchess has done has been through the British courts or through Her Majesty's court. She hasn't done anything in the United States that I'm aware of where she has filed a lawsuit or otherwise against anyone. So I don't know that the State Department would either have to get involved or the American courts would even get involved, seeing that her lawyers are filing suit over there instead of over here. Oh, thank you so much, Sherry Ware. I shall do that. I almost forgot. Thank you. Okay, so Sash, I'm gonna go back to you, and if you could please turn your sound down because we can still hear it, and it's making it a bit confused. So I'm sorry that you don't have an earpiece that you can use, but if you could turn your sound down, that would be helpful. So Sash, I'm gonna go back to you, and if you could please. Okay, so we still got the echo. I am so sorry about that, Sash, but is a bit confusing. So if you would rather just please submit your follow up in the comments, that would probably be better because the echo is still there and it's very confusing. So if you would, yep, it is still there. Okay, so yeah, I'll look for that. And then in the meantime, let's give love to our faves, our queen of everything, Queen Doria, and our, oh, there we go. Either one, Queen Doria, and our Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana. And in the meantime, before I take your last comments, I'm going to look at the list from Sherry Ware. Thank you so much, Sherry. Okay. Big thanks to today's donors, which include support from Annette Bennett, Lucy Hyland, Alice Langdon, B10 Powell, God's Child, Legs, Vanessa Jones, Olivia Johnson, TCC's son, who also commented live today, Audrey Teschner, Queen B, Jennifer Clark, and Belani, let me see, Lanita. Oh, that's beautiful. And of course, I'm sorry. You've been a member for 4 months. I just saw that. And Kadel, 50. Thank you also for the support. Thank you, one and all. And in the meantime, I am going to go back and look at your last comments. Catherine Bryan says, love you all. I'll have to listen again. Came in too late. Oh, I'm sorry, but we're glad you're here. Lynette Clark says, hello, Baron and Squatty's late, but I'm listening. Great. Trenchtown Man was singing his song. Hey, Prince. Hey, Prince. Oh, why does that always catch me off guard? Okay, Georgia Walker says Meghan did not become a citizen of the UK. She did not live there for 2 years, which is their rule. Thank you, Georgia Walker. That sounds incredibly reasonable. Um, well, wait a minute. Was she there for 2 years? Oh, yeah. I don't think she is a citizen. No. I thought she was there longer than 2 years, but I guess not. Well, 2018. Let me see. Well, she got married. Let's say she got married in what was it? May of 2018, 2019, 2020. So she didn't make it until May of 2020 before she got out of there. So okay, I think you may be right about that. Joanne Baker says, no, there is no need for the American courts to become involved, and no, Meghan never became a UK citizen. Joanne Baker, I believe that to be true. I don't think that there would be any need for the American court unless she files a suit here. Then I don't think they would get involved over there, even uh, for an appellate reason, because I mean, it's their courts, it's their jurisdiction rather. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense that our courts would get involved at all, and I don't think her citizenship would come into question because, I mean, after all, she is married to a royal, and you don't have to be a citizen of a country to file suit against someone in that particular country or jurisdiction. So, yeah, totally unnecessary. All right. And Diane Hawkins says, I bet Harry wants his woman named cleared and will light Billy, Pa, Mike, and any of the rest of them clowns, royals that know it. I predict by Tuesday they say Barry means no findings. Oh, okay, yeah. Burying the case means that there's no findings. Thank you for that, Diane Hawkins. Lorna Williams Barron, they have no legal standing. The royal family has diplomatic immunity, and the Queen has legal discretion in the UK. That sounds very logical, and I am going to agree with that. I am going to agree with that. Let me see. Let me pick that apart. Diplomatic immunity, check. Queen has legal discretion, check. And no legal standing, check. Okay, I agree. Ruth Lopez, Saudi Arabia has been an issue because of American women who marry Saudi men and then lose all their freedoms and rights. Not Without My Daughter. I remember that movie, Not Without My Daughter. I don't think it was Saudi Arabia, but the principle still stands that in some cultures and societies, the children are implied property of the man. And I think that in so many countries, that is still true today. And of course, when you're dealing with the royal family, depending on your line of, you know, what is it, the succession, you are property of the sovereign, more or less. So, depending on how close you are to the crown. So there are some very archaic laws that have been forgotten about or are unknown. And yes, we all have to live within those systems when we are in other countries. So that's why I am one of the best people to travel to a foreign country, because having grown up as an African American man my entire life, I know how to stay in my lane. I don't want nobody to call the police on me. Please don't call the popo. You know what I'm saying? And some people forget that. So I don't forget. Uh, that's how I stay out of trouble. When you're African American, it's a reflex. You know. Okay, I'm going to get off of here soon, but let me tell you guys, a friend of mine had this experiment that she was doing. She would go around and say, did you hear they called the people on so and so? I was like, they did? And everybody who happened to be African American, she said that to, they did you hear they called the police on not the police. They called the people. She didn't say police, she just said the people. And as African Americans, not one person she said that to ever said, what people? We just assume saying the people was enough. Okay. So that's the system I grew up in. It's not really germane to the conversation, but I'm just saying that's how I was raised. Younger kids, they ain't like that no more. They don't have that kind of fear of the authorities like I do. But if you say to me they called the people, I'm not likely to ask who. I'm just going to assume that it's trouble and I don't want nothing to do with it. Please don't tell them anything about me. I ain't supposed to be around nobody bad. So, with that, let me say happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day. Please don't call the people on me. I ain't done nothing wrong. Uh-huh. You're right, Sherry, where the people is code for the popo. But but I tell you what, try that experiment. Pick somebody that you know and tell them, "Oh, did you hear they call the people on so and so?" And see what their reaction is. Just let me know how many people actually say what people. That's sad, but I'm telling you that was my reaction and several other people. Okay. What's that, Joanne Baker? You gonna call the people on me? Me too, Baron. I know actually what you're saying. Don't call the people. Woo! I'm telling you, that is the African American experience. I'll tell you one more. I'll give you one more quick one. I was with a friend from France and it was raining, and we were like standing under an awning waiting to cross the street, and the rain would not let up. And so he told me, he said, okay, we're going to wait until we see the little white man and then we're going to run. And I was like, white man? What white man? Where you see a white man? What white man? I told him, I said, don't do that to me. Have you have any idea what experiences I've had? I said, please never tell me that you see a white man. I was like, white man, what is he doing? Where? I'm not making that up. I promise you that did happen. I had a good laugh about it after the fact, but I didn't, I just all I heard was when you see the little white man run. I was and that paranoia kicked in. White man? What white man? What is he doing? so so I promise you, if you're of a certain age, don't be embarrassed. We've all experienced those moments where where that paranoia kicks in, no matter how sophisticated and worldly you think you are. When somebody say they call the people, you everybody get that look on their face. Yeah, yes, absolutely. He was talking about the traffic light. Diane Kelly, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. He was talking about the traffic light. He was talking about the walk sign. And when he said that, something went through me, and I'm just like, white man? What white man? What is he doing? Where do you see a white man? All of a sudden, I was like, what white man? What white man? What, what is he doing? Where do you see him? Ooh, my stomach is hurting, but I promise you, that's why I'm a good traveler. I don't get involved in nothing. I don't want to know nothing. I don't usually drink anything. I'm always vigilant of my surroundings. So you practice that and you'll be in this world much longer than you probably expect. Oh, but Diane Kelly, that is excellent because that's exactly what I was trying to say. It was the walk sign. And he thought that when the light changed that we could run to avoid the rain. And it turned into like me having a complete psychological meltdown because I thought some little white man was after me. Oh man. Sometimes when I see those walk signs, I think about that and I just laugh. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. They think I'm like psychotic or something. But it just reminds me of that occasion. So um anyway, my friend was from France and he didn't mean any harm. He you know, being European himself, he didn't understand. So anyway, I thank you guys for listening to one of my favorite stories, and I will play the Ginger Avenger, and I'll get back to you guys. Oh, and by the way, I think Duchess of Success is coming on. Let me see. I think she changed the time. Uh, for Central Time is 3:50, so she's coming on later. And is that for today? Yeah, that's for today. So enjoy. Again, happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth. And thanks for listening to one of my odd stories. But gosh, I have a bunch of them. And every so often they come to mind and I enjoy sharing them with you guys. So thank you all 12, 13, 1400, 1500 people that joined us today. That was extraordinary. I'm going to have to try to appear at noon more often. Oh, yes. And Ivy, yes. Thank you so much, Lydia. Hello, Ivy here. As a matter of fact, let me grab that link for Ivy. Okay. As you can see, I just kind of played the music there. But let me grab that link because Ivy works so hard, you guys. And I just want everyone to appreciate the work that she's doing because Ivy is a very powerful force in the squad. And I love and respect her so much. And I want everybody to know the value of the work that she does because it is important and it explains so much about things. So there it is, pinned at the top of the chat. Thank you so much. And now I am going to cue Ginger Avenger. And if you see a little white man, you ain't seen me. Just remember that. If you see a little white man, I wasn't here. Oh, man. Oh, I wonder what happened. Oh, okay. I was trying to, well, anyway. So, cue Ginger Avenger. Thank you guys. Love you all and have a great, great Sunday. Let me see. Oh, I got to take that away. Sorry, Oprah, but you're going to have to go. That's the end of the show. And, last word of the day is the last word of the day. I almost forgot about that. The last word of the day. Okay. That's it right there. Happy Sussex Dad Day. Thank you for the last word of the day, Nagata Ramona. Okay, Nat Cart the thank you. Okay, Q Ginger. And thank you, Oro Restrepo. Thank you, Gail Tapscott. And thank you, Alma Andrews. Sorry about that. I missed the other thank yous for the super chats and super stickers. But thank you very much. And happy Sunday to you all. And I don't have anything else to add. I'm done. uh, yes, no bad energy. Absolutely no bad energy. Hey, all right, all right, all right. I can take a hint. Yes, let's do that, shall we? Uh, okay. And on the count of three. Okay.
Yes, Prince. 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 Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
All right, that's what Trenchtown want. $345 billion. And Kate be like,
people who aren't necessarily reaching out, who are struggling, who perhaps don't feel they can reach out, or the fact that maybe they haven't realised that addictive behaviours has sort of established.
Have you ever had a dreams that you had you could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything? Have you ever had a dreams that you had you could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
you know what? Sometimes your words get caught in your hair extensions. so sometimes your words might get caught in your hair extensions. So maybe it wasn't obvious to the untrained eye, but perhaps there was a hair extension that got caught. oh man, I gotta stop, stop, stop. Okay, I didn't laugh so much my stomach is hurting now. Whew. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Don't forget to support all the platforms out there. Like Sussex Squad Family. Is it what is it? I always forget that one. Sussex Squad Family. He works so hard and I always forget to mention him. But yeah, don't forget to support him because he is a great channel. And yeah, everybody else. Make sure y'all support everyone because they all work hard and they are all here to support the Sussexes. So we have to support and yeah. Okay, so that's it. I'm out. I'm out for real this time. How do I get out of here? Oh, there it is. End broadcast. Oh, thank you, Marshall. Thank you. Thank you. Uh yes, hashtag the royal family lied. Woo, this is gonna be juicy the next couple of days. People are gonna be talking about that. The royal family lied, and Meghan is looking for answers. Go, Duchess. Go, Duchess. Go, Duchess.